Hello my fellow smug ones. In today's news we have the new COVID vaccine, thank God, at last. The BBC are unfortunately wasting more of your money, and prisoners can still use gyms, even though the rest of us can't. Anyway, let's begin. Vaccine joy for millions. Things are looking up, and they soon will be when this vaccine is finally rolled out. It says Viagra firms jab beats the virus, has a 90% chance of success. That's quite good, obviously. Britain had its pecker up last night, very funny, after the firm behind Viagra revealed it has made a vaccine that stops 90% of people from catching COVID. Hopefully this will soon mean we'll soon stop having to go around the shops looking like an armed robber with a mask. The government has bought 40 million doses from drugs giant Pfizer, with 10 million available before Christmas. That will be awesome. The NHS is on standby to start vaccinating in record time, with priority for health and care workers and the over 85s, which is what it should be really, because they are the ones at most risk, the elderly, and also people who work in the care industry and health industry. So yeah, it's pretty good news. I'm looking forward to that. Let's have a look and see how it all works. There's 4 stages of this. Stage number 1 is scientists take part of the virus genetic code that tells cells what to build and coat it in a lipid so it can enter the body cells. Stage number 2 is it gets injected into you. Stage 3, the vaccine enters cells and tells them to produce the coronavirus spike protein. Immune system produces antibodies to destroy the infected cells. Good. Stage 4. If the patient encounters coronavirus, the antibodies and T cells are triggered to fight the virus and kick the poop out of it. That's really good news, and 40 million doses are enough to vaccinate 20 million people, which is roughly a third of our country. And the reason for that is you need 2 doses for each person, which is a good start really, and hopefully we'll soon be getting a lot more of it when it proves successful. Next up, we have the BBC wasting £1 million of licence fee money for just 16 minutes worth of use. That's crazy, isn't it? Top Gear's £1 million Wall of Death, which sounds like a really cool name for the wall, has been scrapped after being used for just 16 minutes. 16 minutes! God, they must wipe their bum with £5 notes or something for that not to mean anything to them. It means the BBC has shelled out to £62,500 per minute of airtime, or £1,041 per second. That's absolutely bonkers, and that is loads of licence fee money. £1 million is roughly 6,349 TV licences, yet no one batters an eyelid. It's ridiculous, and the sooner the licence is scrapped, the better. Which brings me on nicely to this, licence fee talks. So they waste £1 million, 6,349 TV licences, and now they want a meeting to talk about the licence. Let me guess, they want to raise it. Let's read. Licence fee talks. Television licence fee talks have begun, the Culture Secretary said. Oliver Dowin asked the BBC to set out its financial needs. Its financial needs? Is that for them to make TV programmes, or is it to jet them off places or their lavish lifestyles, or is it to waste another £1 million for 16 minutes? It's apparently to help him decide on the cost from April 2022. How about nothing? How about you go to adverts? The broadcaster must also say how it plans to make money and savings. Go to adverts. That's all you've got to do. Just go to adverts. Get the money from companies instead of trying to extort it from the public. Try that. The negotiations will determine how much public funding the BBC and Welsh language S4C receives. Mr. Dowin said the service must evolve to a digital age, so even he thinks it must change. A panel will also explore the reforms needed and make sure it's sustainable, he added. Well, after 2027, I doubt it will be here at all. It's going to be soon gone, at long last. Next up, prisoners can apparently use gyms, even though we all can't. Says, I'd kill for going gym, shut unless you're in jail. Of course, they get everything, don't they, nowadays in jail, it seems. Killers and rapists can still go to the gym in jail, even though the public ones are shut. So let me get this straight. Does that mean that I can't go to the gym, but people like Ian Huntley can? I can't see the sense in that at all. Why should they be allowed to go in the gym? Lags across prison are able to pump iron after prison gyms were deemed COVID safe, though wardens and staff cannot use them. However, if their gyms are COVID safe and been allowed to be COVID safe, why can't our gyms be inspected and also be COVID safe? I have got a bit of a belly nowadays, which sucks a bit, and I want to do something about it. But I can't, because I can't get into the gym. Hopefully, after this lockdown, soon will be, and my belly will go bye-bye. Talking about prison, apparently one jail has an invasion of ducks. Ducks have invaded a prison and are causing havoc by waddling around the grounds and leaving piles of poo. Imagine that, going around, walking around, and then suddenly, whack, 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 you see Donald walking along the floor. Next up, we have a bit of Brexit news. Don't Brexslip. Boris Johnson believes the chances of a Brexit deal are slipping away unless EU leaders step in to pressurise negotiator Michel Barnier to compromise. Well, we've been hearing that for quite a while now. In my opinion, and obviously you're entitled to your own, but in my opinion, I think we'd be a lot better if we just left and started from that negotiating position, rather than trying to negotiate while still under their rules in the transition period. And finally, Richard Branson has been a very busy man. He's invented a 670 mile per hour Hyperloop, which sounds quite cool and very futuristic. It says, levitating transporting pods are promising speeds of up to 670 miles per hour carried their first passengers the other day. They zipped through a vacuum tube built by Sir Richard Branson-backed Virgin Hyperloop. It says its futuristic tech can go 3 times faster than hyperspeed rail or 10 times the speed of normal trains. Can you imagine that? That would mean you'd probably be able to go to from London to Scotland in something silly like 15 minutes. That would be awesome. The 2 passengers, which are both Hyperloop bosses, well, bosses always seem to get the good perks, although I suppose that would be putting themselves at risk going that sort of speed, were propelled along a 500-metre test track in just 15 seconds, hitting the top speed of 107 miles per hour. Hang on a minute, 107 miles per hour, how can they claim speeds of 670 where they're doing just 170? Although I guess they just want to test it out. But can you imagine when it is going 670 miles per hour? It brings a whole new meaning to travelling by tube, doesn't it? Anyway, what do you think of these news stories? You can let me know down in the comments. If you want to see more videos like this, you can let me know by giving the video a like. Subscribe to stay updated, and I'll see you in the next one.